Hello and welcome back to Spekd. Today we'll be looking at Warhammer Conquest issue number 7. Now, I know before we start that this video is kind of out of sync and it's out of order. When my deliveries arrived, I finally got them and I did ponder on whether I should kind of do this video or not. And then I had quite a lot of response online. Thank you very much, guys. Kind of prompted me to do these videos because they want to see my take on these, and I'll be more than happy to do that. So, without further ado, let's take a look. So, with this magazine, you got 2 washes. Now, I know there was a lot of kind of controversy and a lot of people got upset with these, but you know, these are fundamental to painting any model, and if you ask any specialist or pro painter, they will tell you that washes are essential. Now, I think that may come about because people which have been painting models for a long time, they always have washes. Whereas if you're new and you're just coming into this hobby, you may notice a fine detail on other people's models, and it comes down to washes. And yes, a bit of skill and control, but mainly washes. They bring out the detail in everything. Now, when it comes to the Null shade or the Null oil, I tend to use this for my metals, my silver metals, and you know, kind of makes it look grimy. And that works really well. When it comes to like golds, warmer colours, maybe like army fatigues, I use the Agrax Earth shade just to kind of bring out details in there. So, and also my purity seals. When it comes to my models and characters, if I want them to look really grimy, like this aggressor, so you can tell this is done out of sequence anyway, you can see that the armor is grimy. You know, it's done with like a variety of the washes on there just to bring that into effect. Just pull that a little bit closer. The flame effects will be for a narrative base in the future. So you can see those flames there, and you should really check out that series. Lots of people are very happy with it, and thank you for the feedback. But let's continue with the magazine. But so far, the washes themselves bring the value of the magazine up to par. So, you know, you can get these washes for about $3.50 cheapest. So you're talking about £7, $7.50 in some cases if you're ordering a large amount in bulk. So you're getting pretty much a free magazine. But let's have a look inside and see what's going on. As always, we start with a lovely piece of art, and it's a shame that these can't be kind of just cut off and kept, you know, because of prices on them and whatnot. They make nice little display boards. We have our contents page. Had to think there for a second. With our sections, more talk about Ultramarines and more about Ultramar. And this is really good if you're kind of just starting out getting into lore. Yes, you've looked at different chapters, but now you're looking at what it takes to be a Space Marine. And it's not easy. It's like Men in Black, best of the best, sir. And then some. A lot of training, not just mental, physical, spiritual, and everything. And it's really good. Even gives you a breakdown of the gene seed and all the organs that they have. What I found pretty cool was this section here for the Primaris. I mean, they've actually added in additional organs. Legit. Anyway, we get a history of the background of the Ultramarines from the Ultramar and their system and what they're like. They seem very regimented. Everyone is a trooper by the looks of it. We get to see the breakdown of the sector which they control, so to speak, because they do actually control one of the largest Space Marine sectors. Without any kind of influence of negative forces, well, currently. And that's really good. Successor chapters, again, yeah, I'm still going to say I want to be cheeky, and I wanted to kind of have all of these in the first few magazines, because if I've painted, I'm now dedicated. And as you can tell, I'm already dedicated to who I'm taking. So it wouldn't be nice to have to go back and repaint them, but you can repaint them if you use the technique that I mentioned in the first kind of video, which was just leave the blue off and just paint directly onto the plastic. You'll be fine because you can easily repaint. We have more successor chapters and a little bit of history. I mean, there's one thing they don't tell you. You can make your own. Make up your own if you want to. If you've got a color scheme that you're really happy with, that you always like, or you want to do something in tribute to someone, or maybe you've got an old D&D character and you want to match them up to that, you can make your own. When you get there, just explain, who and what the character is, and it's fine. It shouldn't be an issue. And when I say get there, I mean like playing in competitions or tournaments or what have you, because most people are fine. I've heard of some people having models with glitter on. I mean, saying that my daughter uses glitter. Anyway, painting with shades, and this is bringing back that highlighting detail, and I wonder if I can get that in a bit closer there, so you can see the difference without all the shine. Right, okay, you can see there where the black is, where the gold is, there's like black underline, almost like the comic drawing, where you kind of outline, just to bring out the definition. You can see between the two, with the wash and after the wash, it's such a big difference. Okay, so as a new person, when taking time to using washes, don't be afraid to put it on the model and just keep moving it away. Okay, if you see it clump up, you can just go and get your brush and just touch it so it drains off into the brush and put it back into the pot. So don't be afraid to use it. I remember when I first got my wash, it was just, okay, when do I use it? Am I going to mess up my model? Well, you don't. Trust me. Okay, so they talk about your washes there, how to use them, and they revisit the previous models. And this is good, because if you had just started, say with just this issue, and you're like, yeah, I got me some free washes, and you managed to get like a little box set as a gift, so you have like maybe a little collection of paints, you can see where they've started to paint, and you can just catch up, which is really good. I did notice that they kind of highlight in the blue pants here for your poxwalkers, although they look really good in orange. That contrasted, the green and orange is such a nice contrast, and it's so good. I mean, we've got it here with the Helldrake. You can see it there, just in the corner, for example. So continuing colours, good. They're giving you the wash information. Separate the Primaris, and that's great. Okay, looking at our favourite thing, the battle mat that they don't change it. Even flip it over. You will notice that on your battle mat, you can flip it over. You could even create your own battle mat, and by now, I think you probably would have done that. They got their little story, their little narrative. And this is really handy, that if you're playing with your friends and you're kind of coming up with stories and whatnot, always have a reason for the battle. And when you have a reason for the battle, it kind of adds more value to it. So you can tell stories, and those stories lead to things like, epic bases. I had one scenario where I had a sergeant of a tactical squad take out a Tyrannocyte on his own, using a grav gun and a power fist, and got really lucky in Overwatch. And it was so amazing that I turned him into a lieutenant model, just by, modding the base and making him look the part. He took out Abaddon later on with a shot, sending him back to the warp. And that was so awesome that I upgraded him again to a captain. So he looks out of place, but he's got all of his merits wherever I take him, and his stories to go. And that's the kind of thing you want to have with you and your friends. It's really good. Okay, our rules updates. So we get our updates. They look the same as before, so there's nothing major in there. But they're looking at retreating and falling back. And one of the rules that Ultramarines tend to have is a fallback and fire. And that's really handy. Lots of other chapters have different things, other Space Marine chapters. So Blood Angels, they wound a lot easier. They're more physically aggressive. I think you've got Space Wolves, and, they're just feral. So they've got like more chance to hit, and so on and so on. I don't want to get too much into that, but I'm sure you'll find out. So they got more information on falling back. They got more on narrative. So they got quite a variety of people that they're using here, which is really good. And this will get better when you add in your next set of Poxwalkers. Extra play rules are always of value. They allow you to do different things. So they're dealing with the plasma gun. and Inaccessible Advance. Hopefully I said that right. So it's about the character moving forward. And what I like about these is that they don't just give an advantage to one side. They give a new rule and tactic for both of the parties, so you can really enjoy the games. It's not too much to one side. Our usual subscription info, our guidance. Now, excuse me, there has been one or two people complaining about the subscription, and it is tough. I mean, you know, you get the subscription late, and obviously I'm uploading these, and it's one of the main things that I do on this channel. I have spoken to them, and I don't want to kind of bully it around or be like, hey, look at what I'm doing, you know, give me props. But I think what I miss from receiving them once a week or having them once a week, which is originally how I thought they would be, is that I will get a little item once a week, something to look forward to, you know, for the weekend. When you sit down, you just build and paint that one thing, and it's not overwhelming. Because if you're new to this and you're receiving, you know, like 15 models in one hit, it can be really overwhelming. That's a lot of grey plastic. And one of the banes of a lot of kind of role players or war gamers is seeing a sea of grey plastic. It can really demotivate you. Sorry. So what you can always do is section them off and say, okay, I'm going to do my aggressors today, and then focus on them. And the following day, okay, I'm going to do my Primaris librarian or something, and just take your time and work through them, and hopefully that has been helpful for you. Now we can see what's coming up, even though we know already what's going to be coming up. We got our Primaris librarian already painted, done and dusted. See there. And we're going to be looking at Poxwalkers. I will put this video up, even though we already know what it is. You might have seen it, and if not, then I expect to see you there, and hopefully we can enjoy our time. So, as always, I've enjoyed this time. If you can like, comment, share and subscribe, and please tell me what you would like to see in future magazines, or if you was going to make a Warhammer Conquest, what would you put in there? I've had some interesting feedback as regards to having 2 Xeno races, so 2 alien groups, and that'd be great. So hopefully hear from you soon. This has been Spekd, and as always, PC out.